Hello, welcome back to Natural Music. Today we are going to be doing a few different things. We're going to be going over the song Beautyland in the key of G, but we're going to be doing it in kind of maybe a different way than you've thought of before. I've had a lot of requests for some of you called them pretty chords, some of you called it voicings, some of you have called different chords or chord options, and we're going to go over some this may be a little bit more advanced version of Beautyland and just some options for this song and some different chords and ways of thinking about it. So for those of you that wanted a little bit more of an advanced chord option, I'll not dive into every bit of theory that I can think of on why I'm doing what I'm doing, but I will give you some options and some things to think about on how to approach this song, and maybe it'll sink into either this song or some other songs that you want to play. So one thing, a few different things that I like to do is on the 1 and 4 chord. So we're in the key of G, which would be G and C. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I like to play a lot of major 7s when I'm wanting it to kind of sound a little bit more prettier, dissonant, I guess would be the word. So let's just add in the major 7 note to the G, and I do it lots of times down here. It's kind of different doing it like that, and then to the C there, I add the B, and I can add both of them there, or I can just, I'm holding the C down there. So there's some things I did. We're going to get into some diminished chords and half diminished chords and quickly cover what those are. Looks like we have some 6 chords. We got C major 7 over D. We got a lot of different things. So let's just kind of, I'm just going to play you the first line and we'll just go for it line by line. All right. So we're going to act like you're just kind of playing along. And this really works when it's just you on the piano. And this could work with a band or a bass guitar or something, but you would really have to be locked in together. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying you'd have to really know what each other's doing with a chord chart or memorize it or something. But this really is nice for just piano. So we're going to act like you're just doing a C with a D and they're coming into the verse. We're just, sometimes you're just playing along and somebody will just, either you, and you're just playing all these nice chords, and then you just hit kind of a C with a D there, and you can go, maybe there wasn't time for an intro because somebody was talking or you were talking, and you can just hit that and it gets you into the song, and you can go, I'm kind of home. All right, see how we kind of did that? You can just, I'm kind of home. Sick for a country to which I've never been before. No sad good. Okay, so you get kind of the idea. You've maybe heard some songs where people kind of play like that, and there's a lot of different options and different things you can do to play that, but here's some that I just kind of made up for you to learn. So we'll just kind of come in on that C with the D. I'm kind of, then on home, we're gonna hit a G. Home. I'm gonna roll the left hand, G, D, G to B. And I may not just tell every note like I normally do on this. This is kind of a little bit more of an advanced lesson. It would just take so long to do that. But I will hit a lot of things. So I'm gonna play this G up here, B, D, and G. Home. And I move this hand out of the way while I hold the pedal down, just so, because I'm gonna hit this B. Home. And then I'm gonna go A minor 7, and pay attention to your chord chart. Look up the lyrics and chord, page. Go and search Beulah, or if they're, you're on the lessons, click the link I think below. There should be something that would take you to that page. So, kind of home. We're gonna do this walk. A minor 7, so it's G, C, and E with A down here. And then here's your options. I think I've written down there A sharp diminished. So an A sharp diminished or A sharp diminished 7, let's talk about that chord, would be like this. So here's A sharp, C sharp, E, and G. So think about an A sharp chord, which is a B flat chord, but we're in G, so we're gonna call it A sharp, with a flat 7. So diminished chord, would be diminishing everything but the name of the chord, the one of the chord. So that A sharp's going to stay there, and we're going to diminish everything down a half step. So the 3 is going to come down to C sharp, the F's going to come down to E, and then the flat 7, which is G sharp, is going to come down to G. All right? Now, that is a full A sharp diminished 7. All right? And we're going to use these diminished chords as passing chords just to kind of do this sound like this. So we can do that. We need more in between than just G, A minor, and we're going to B minor, but we're going to add that in there. But one thing I'm going to do is even go a little bit deeper, and I'm going to play A sharp diminished half 7, or A sharp diminished half, a half diminished, I guess. So the flat 7 on there, you don't diminish. So imagine, okay, so there's your regular A sharp diminished. And then normally that flat 7 come down to G, but you're not going to. There's a half diminish, because only half of it is diminished. See, 2 are not, 2 are. I'm going to take this A flat, move it down here. I'm going to leave the A sharp out of it because I'm hitting it down on my left hand. And I know some of you want to call that B flat. You don't want to think in sharps, but it's A sharp, half diminished. So this is what it looks like, okay? And then we're going to B minor 7 on your chord chart. You see that. All right, so that's the walk. So you hit G, we roll, and then we go A minor 7, A sharp, half diminish, and then, all right, and then the B minor 7, the flat 7, A, D, and F sharp with the octave B down there. So it's, I'm kind of home. Oh, and right before I go to that B minor, I just kind of introduce it with that note where I'm headed to, which is F sharp of the B minor 7. You don't have to do that, it's just something I do. So I'm kind of home. And then on sick, I introduce the next chord, which I'm going to play a C major 7. So here's a C major 7, and that, since I just hit that, I'm going to hit the top note of that. I'm going to go sick, and it just happens to be the melody note. Sick 4, and then on 4, I hit the C major 7. So I've added the B into the C, and the C is down here. You can add the C in there, but I'm not going to, because the C is held down here. All right, so I'm kind of home. Sick 4, and I on 4 I roll down here too. C, G, C, E. Sick 4. Then I'm gonna go a G6, country, down to a G. So I'm gonna kind of roll that. So G, B, and then we're adding the 6th note. Country, then down to a regular G. G, B, and D. All right, with the G octave down there. Country, and then you'll see where it on the chord chart it goes G, and then to C, to G. Like here's what that would just sound like playing. For a country, C to G, just gives us something to do. We could just stay on the G, but we're not going to. And we're going to go one step farther than that. We're going to play a lick over that G to C back to G. So normally where you go country, C to G. All right, at the end of that phrase, I'm going to play this chordal lick over it. So right hand is, we're going to hold this G the whole time, but we're going to bend from B to C, and down here we're going to bend from D to E. All right, and then we're going to bend with the G up there the whole time, C to D, and then we're going to bend from E to F when we do that together. So then we're going back down to the E and C, the G up there the whole time. So, and then we're going to play A and C. All right, and then we're going to we're going to finish with in the right hand going A and D, correcting to the B, and then we're going to start the roll in the left hand. Same as before, G, D, G to B. So, all right, so I'm kind of home, sick for a country, to All right, so now we got To Which I Live. All right, so it's the same walk that we did to, and it starts on which. So, the country to which I, so we're just gonna hit G, A minor 7, A sharp, half diminished there to the B minor, all right? Because that's where we're headed to. We're walking up to the B minor, and I'm gonna play B minor 7. So same as we did. So, a country to which I live. Now we're holding out never for a long time. So B minor, and I'm just gonna hit this B minor like this, just. And then after that, I'm gonna roll from G to B. I'm gonna go B minor. We're gonna walk half steps down to an A minor. We're gonna go. Oh, it's gonna sound good. B minor. We're gonna go back down to the A sharp, half diminish to the A minor 7. So, all right. So it's To Which I live. All right. See how we did that? Verb in. All right, so on Ben, we're going to do a C major 7 with the D note down here. So you could play it like this. I kind of let both hands share. So here's what I do. D and C, and then I finish out the major 7 chord. So here it finishes out the C. See, C, E, and G, and we're going to go B right here. That's just how I do it. You can just go. You can even do an octave D. But it's just kind of how I've always played it. The move that I learned. Verb in B. Then when holding that D note, we're going to go back down to on B, a B4, we're going to a D7. All right, and then we're going to play this G, same as we did before, B, D, and G, and we're going to roll that left hand in the G motion like we do before. We're going to play G sharp, diminished 7, and I'm going to play it like this. So here's the G sharp. I'm going to voice it like this. I'm not going to put the G sharp in my thumb. I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to play F, G sharp, B, and D. And I'm going to kind of roll it like that just to have something to fill it up. And then A minor 7 that we've been playing. All right. Been before. And I just hit some notes of the chord just to transition to the next chord. All right, so let me see here. Let me play what we've got so far. All right. I'm kind of home, sick for a country to which I've never been before. No sad good. All right. So we're on sad. We're going to go back to that C major 7 move that we just did. No sad. Then on good, we're going to play in both hands a D sharp diminished 7. So here's D sharp diminished 7, and we're going to take the C and put it down there. So we're going to play C, D sharp, F sharp, and A. C, D sharp, F sharp, and A. All right? No sad good. So on sad, we're going to play that C major 7. Pay attention to your chord chart. No sad good. We're just kind of rolling it. So all that just kind of works over a D. We're kind of replacing where we could just go, no sad goodbye. We're going to add some movement to it. We're going to go, no sad goodbye. All right. So that C major 7 and the D sharp diminished, G sharp diminished 7, those are just kind of chord substitutions over your 5 chord, which in this case is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the D or the D7, your dominant chord. So no sad good. All right. Then on buys, you're going to notice it's going to sound just like the beginning of the song. So I'm just going to play through it. Buys, same movement. Will there be spoke? So all that's the same. So no sad, good. On buys, we play G, A minor 7, A sharp, you know, that same walk we did, A sharp, half diminished, B minor, and then we go to C major 7, to the G6, down to the G, and then we do that lick again, 4 time, and we just do that quick walk, G, A minor, and it's that same walk again, 4 time, and we even do that B minor thing, and then that B minor, and we will half step down to the A minor with the A sharp diminished 7. Then on any we play that C major 7 with the D down there. Sometimes I add that D in there, or the A in there. You don't have to. I'm not even sure. My brain will hurt if I think about what chord that is. I'll figure it out later on. E. So on E, we're going down once again to that chord we did earlier, C, D sharp, F sharp, and A in both hands. So N, E. So that's how we're just kind of playing, you know, instead of a D7, because the melody note isn't on a D, we can play that D sharp diminished 7. It's just subbing out. It's just substitution. N, E, more, back to G, more, and then, oop. And then we're going to play a C with a D down there on Beulah. Okay? All right, so that is the verse of Beautyland. It gave you some different options and ideas. Let me play through the whole thing there again. And yeah, and then give you some ideas on what to do. So we're using diminished chords as passing chords. We're subbing out the 5 chord, the D7, and we're using this movement to it with the C major 7. So just some ideas and some options on Beautyland just to make it sound pretty, or give it some new sound to it. So I'm kind of home, sick for a country to which I've never been before. No sad goodbyes will there be spoken, for time won't matter anymore. Okay, so that is it for Beautyland in the key of G, with some different options, maybe some neat, pretty dissonant chords to play on this old classic Beautyland. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. We'll see you at the next one, where we go over the chorus of a song. I hope you enjoyed this free lesson. If you would like to receive more lessons like this one, absolutely for free, from our website, naturalmusicstore.com, just click on the link and go sign up for our free lessons email list. We don't need your credit card, no nothing. We have paid programs. We'd love for you to be a part of those, but this is not one of them. There's maybe 100 or over 100 by now free lessons on there that you can just view and enjoy, and we're putting new ones out all the time. So go ahead and click and subscribe to the email list, and we will send you something, the link to the page, and we'll see you at the next lesson.